The man took out a small knife and carefully dismantled his glasses, removing the lenses and stacking them together. Then he reached for a pine branch, broke it off and chewed the ends and buds until they became a sticky paste. He used this mixture to seal the gap between the two lenses, crafting a makeshift magnifying glass. But that alone wasn't enough. Using a hollow blade of grass, he filled the space between the lenses with saliva. Once done, he found a patch of dry grass, angled the lens toward the sun, and focused the beam of light onto a single point. Sure enough, within moments, the dry grass began to smoke. He eagerly added more twigs and blew on it to feed the flame. But just as the fire started to catch, he suddenly grabbed his water cup and dumped it all over the flames, putting them out completely. As steam sizzled against the hot rock, the man excitedly grabbed his knife and began chipping away at the surface. Soon a thick iron spike, about the size of a young man's arm, was revealed, embedded in the rock with a chain attached to his ankle. This was punishment for deserting. His superiors had chained him there, leaving him only a bit of food and a handful of bullets with orders to fight until his dying breath. But he didn't want to die. He had tried countless ways to break free, but nothing worked until he poured cold water over the searing hot rock and caught a glimpse of hope. Still, enemy fighter jets occasionally roared overhead. If they spotted him, it would be over. He had to move fast. Aside from eating and resting, he spent every waking moment burning the rock until nearly all the surrounding vegetation was gone. With his last cup of drinking water, he knelt beside the red-hot rock, moved it aside with his bare hands despite the heat, and poured every drop onto the iron spike. Then, with hope in his eyes, he grabbed the chain and tried to pull the spike free, but it wouldn't budge. No matter how hard he pulled, it stayed locked in place. Frustrated and defeated, he let go of the chain. The reality of his fate hit him, and he sank deeper into despair, until the next morning, when inspiration struck. Using a clamp from an iron bucket, he secured a bullet and slowly twisted off the tip. He poured the gunpowder into a can, carefully cleared the ash around the spike, then filled the hole with the powder, and laid dry grass as the fuse to increase the blast. He packed stones around the charge, and pressed them tightly with both hands. Once everything was ready, he lit the fuse, backed away quickly, ducked behind cover, and threw his coat over himself, holding his breath and praying it would work. Moments later, a muffled boom echoed overhead. He leapt up and ran to check. After a few kicks, he was thrilled to see the spike had loosened. Wasting no time, he dropped to the ground, hooked a stone with his rifle butt, and began smashing it against the spike from every angle. After several powerful blows, he wrapped the chain in cloth, clenched his teeth, and yanked with everything he had. As the spike finally loosened, he stumbled backward and collapsed. For a moment, he just lay there staring at the now free chain. A wave of triumph and fierce determination surged through him. The weight of despair lifted. He was free.